Previously on the Vampire Diaries.
Slow it down. Sipping on propane. Sipping on propane. Sipping on.
Have you had any blackouts? Instances of lost time?
Listening to scissor, yeah, sipping on some scissor, riding with Rodrigo while she's driving through the suburbs. Jeremy's ghost exes, right? Sending him ghost texts. I bet before they left, he got to get him some ghost beat. Okay, let's go. Pour out the brothers bond. Season 4's coming on. Ashley Pete, chop it up about what's going on. Devin is 8 for me, trying to kill OGs. Tyler, hybrid side. Caroline turns 18. Here comes season 4. Someone bolt the door. Get the diary out. It's time for band meeting now. Woo!
All it's best you had to drop a human blood. Since I'm not trying to drive a lane off of a great bridge.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, I couldn't decide which side to put my sparkling water on, but it's this side. Hello. I'm leaving that in. Welcome to the Vampire Diaries, the Vampire Diaries podcast, where a guy is watching the series for the first time with a super fan who has seen every episode. Mm-hmm. I'm the titular Petey. Let's just say I put the Petey in Vampire, but please call me Pete, and I'm here with my co-host and co-parent, Ash.
What's up, Pete?
Hello, Ash.
Hi.
How are you doing on this eve?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm well.
That's exciting. Good to be well. Good to be here. Another ep.
Ash, do you want to talk about this movie Renfield that's coming out?
Sure.
What do you know about it?
Nothing.
Nick Cage is Dracula.
Oh, I've seen the commercial, the preview like 100 times, but I forgot that that's what it was called.
I've seen it too many times, but like The Menu and Smile, which I saw those trailers 1,000 million fofillion times, I liked both of those movies a lot, so maybe I'll like Renfield as well.
What I think about Renfield is that the best part is probably what's in the trailer, which is like the funny part. What's that actor's name who's like the therapy guy?
I don't know that actor's name.
Oh, you don't?
No.
I think that might be the best part, and the rest
be.
will be disappointing.
Well, if that's the best part, then definitely count me out, because I wasn't that excited about that part. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nick Holt from the aforementioned Menu plays Renfeld? Renfield? I said Renfield, you said Renfeld.
I don't know. My mouth is tired.
It makes me think that it's going to be like Seinfeld, like, boom, 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 boom. I didn't get the blood. You didn't get the blood, Jerry. You know?
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they were going for. Instead of Seinfeld, Renfield.
Renfield? I don't know.
Ash, Ben Schwartz plays the villain.
Oh.
Well, I guess Dracula's already a villain.
Did they even show Ben Schwartz in the preview?
Not in the one we've seen, which makes me suspect. We like Ben Schwartz. He's a great Sonic the Hedgehog.
That makes me more interested that Ben Schwartz is in it.
Mm-hmm. He might be a werewolf or something.
Okay.
Or a werewolf.
I'm not rushing off to the theater, but I'll check it out.
Yeah, we'll see it a year later, like The Menu, and be like, oh, The Menu was good.
The Menu was good.
Dracula. Yeah, so that's the vamp news.
Okay.
Any other vamp news in your life?
No.
You had to think about it?
No, I was pretending.
Oh. I thought you were really thinking. Anybody knock on my door and fight themselves in? Ash, Into the Wild. Good old Christopher McCandless. Remember that guy?
With Emil Hirsch.
Emil Hirsch played real life Christopher McCandless.
I couldn't have pulled the real guy's name, only the actor.
I don't know how I did. I swear I didn't look it up, and it might not be exactly right, but maybe.
I mean, you're probably right. That's so specific for you not to be right.
Do you remember that movie? Did you like it?
I think so. I remember parts of it. Did you like it?
I think so. I did at the time. I don't know if it would be a good rewatch. It's no Alpha Dog.
Right.
Also with Emil.
Yeah, Alpha Dog is really good.
Very rewatchable.
And is Into the Wild also the name of a different book that I read?
You read Wild.
Oh yeah, Wild, not Into the Wild.
The story of what's her face?
Another real person.
I know, but I was gonna joke that it was the blonde lady actually did that. What's her name?
Oh, Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah, Reese Witherspoon really did that.
No, Cheryl Strayed.
With a name like that, of course she's gonna go into the woods.
I know. That book is one of the best books I've read.
And that's a memoir as well?
Yeah, the movie was pretty good.
Nice. Well, Ash, 1 vampire movie, 2 non-vamp movies. Let's get into this vampire television show.
Let's do it.
Last episode, I believe I was like, what are they going to do? Where are they going to be? Just like friggin' in the woods behind the Lockwood?
Yeah.
The Lockwood bathhouse or something?
I know. You thought that it was going to be local. Were you surprised that they were in Nova Scotia?
I was surprised. I didn't buy it. It was probably just some Atlantean woods.
Some like Appalachian mountains.
Yeah, they just found a gully near Hotlanta.
For a second, I was like,
Georgia. Yeah, Atlanta, Georgia.
Watching it now, since after we lived in LA, I was like, is this just Big Bear? And then I was like, oh, wait, no, because they don't film there. But for a second, I was like, is this just Big Bear?
Georgia is a large state. It probably has many topographical features.
Probably so.
And I know that's where I get my peaches.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, cold open. Okay, 1 year ago, Shane is running through the woods. Shane is chasing some guy with a painted face.
Yeah, also Shane looks better a year ago when he was like all sad about his family. I liked his like longer hair and stuff.
Yeah. I agree. He's chasing some Nova Scotian. Mm-hmm. He's in a ravine. There's a cave. He's in an Atlanta gully. Shane goes in the cage. It's buttressed with wood.
You called it a cage?
Cave?
The second time you said cage.
Oh. He went into a cage made of rock. Because that's what caves are.
Pretty much.
Ash, it was buttressed with wood. It wasn't all natural. Mm-hmm. You notice that? Oh, it was a mining thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I get it.
Yeah. I don't think I noticed the wood, though. Like, it didn't distract me.
Well, when I see a buttress, I get drawn to the buttress.
Okay.
There was writing on the stone. There was a big hole, and he looked in the hole near the buttress.
It looked like it was pretty deep.
Yep. All right, now he's on a beach, present day.
Mm-hmm.
And he sounds mad, but he says, "Congratulations, we made it." But he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's not exactly excited about it.
He knows that there's a lot to do, I guess.
Everyone is playing with their dinghys. And it's Stefan, Damon, Elena, Jeremy, Bonnie, Rebecca,
Yep.
and Shane.
You said Damon?
Damon. Speaking of Damon, okay, so title pops up. Mm-hmm. Microsoft Movie Maker.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Damon is pretending to be Boone from Lost.
That's just his own character? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? I think so. He's sharp.
Is he Boone, or is the guy from Lord of the Rings Boone?
I'm glad this isn't a Lost podcast, but maybe it should be.
That's a show you never finished. Let me look.
I got out while I still could.
I'm going to figure it out while you keep talking.
Okay, they're off the coast of Nova Scotia, as we said. I was like, did they fly there? I guess. I was like...
You're right.
Boone. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's the one thing I know. I was like, did they fly there? I want to see all of them at the airport.
Right.
And like, are they in the plane? And Damon's like, I'm having a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, that would have been fun for them to see all them like packing and traveling, and then how do you go through like security when you're a vampire and stuff like?
Oh yeah, like Damon has a flask and it goes off, and then he cajoles the TSA guy.
He's like, I'm a human. You did not see this.
I do not have a flask.
And I do have a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. I'm not just a dead person in this X-ray machine.
Oh yeah, that'd be gross. His bones are all beat up, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows? That would have been interesting. That would have been a whole episode of them at the airport.
It'd be like a bottle episode, like speaking of Seinfeld, when they're in the parking garage. Just a whole airport episode.
Yeah.
That'd be tight. I would love that. Maybe that. Oh,
An airport plus airplane.
that could be my spec. My spec script. Season 4, episode 12.5.
12.5, yeah.
Up in the Air, because it's named after a movie title. Boom.
Boone.
Boone. Boone shakalaka.
What? What's the laku?
I was trying to change it like boon to boom. But there's no N or M.
We already did enough with Boone.
Boone. There it is. Okay.
Okay,
what?
so yeah, they probably flew there because how else? And then they probably had to take a little boat ride from the mainland. But they don't really talk about that. But we can
Yeah, they just roll.
infer.
They just roll a plane with their dinghies. Okay. Whoever this was, we learn later, Ketsia, but anyway, whoever hid the cure hid it on a desolate island so people can't just find it. They do exposition. Shane offers Damon sunscreen.
Yeah.
And why is he saying, are you joking? He can't get burnt because he has the sunlight ring? That even affects tans?
They never really explained this.
They're like, this is some big joke because vampires don't need sunscreen, but I would say they would need even more higher proof sunscreen.
Because they're so white and they don't go in the sun as much.
Yeah, but maybe the sunlight ring. He should have been like,
The daylight ring.
he's like, I already got some on, and holds up his ring or something.
Yeah, it wasn't a good follow through.
No. I'm even punching up this freaking episode.
It's also like, come on, Shane. Why are you even talking to Damon trying to give him sunscreen? Get out of here with that.
Yeah, why even write that part? Okay. Rebecca is giving Elena the evil eye. Then Elena whooshes over and chokes Rebecca, but then Rebecca...
Yeah, well, Rebecca's going to be more powerful always.
Elena has the white oak ash stake with some blood on it, and we're like, what?
Yeah.
And it's from coal?
It must just be from coal that they either couldn't clean off or didn't clean off. But it was confusing because the whoosh from Elena happened so fast and the whoosh back. I was like, did she get stabbed? But no, she just pushed her away. But I guess it must be from coal. They don't also say it, but...
Rough start to this episode.
Yeah, not a good start.
All right, Pug snoring in the background.
Yay.
All right, vampires can't use that stake anyway.
No.
Stefan brought... Okay, Damon says that Stefan brought Rebecca to make it look like he's moving on. Mm-hmm. Elena wants to find the cure. She and Rebecca will be human. Finally. Mm-hmm. Damon won't say whether he'll take it or not.
And what did you think before he says later in the episode? Because he hasn't set it up to this point. What were you thinking he would do?
I was thinking no chance.
He wouldn't take it?
No. Mm-hmm. Bonnie is taking pics of Jeremy shirtless.
And he's like, oh, that's okay.
Because of the tattoo, allegedly. Mm-hmm. Bonnie tries to interpret the tat. Which, like, what's this tat even doing? Because Shane already knew where this place was. Mm-hmm. So what's the tat have to do
It's
with it?
supposed to have the spell.
Okay.
But
And Shane knows the spell, but Bonnie doesn't yet?
No, he's just like, you'll be able to do it because of your expression.
Right. Ketsia. We hear the story of Ketsia and Silas. She trapped him in a cave because he's immortal and he was with another woman or something, and so Ketsia made a cure for immortality so Silas could take it and die and be with her in heaven, but Silas is like big timing her in a way, and not taking it. He's just buried with it.
He's just like, I'm just going to be desecrated instead of being dead and with you. Because I guess he didn't love her enough because he gave the cure or whatever to another lady instead of being with Ketsia.
Yep.
And so she killed that other lady.
Sorry. Something was just up on my computer.
Okay.
But we're rolling with it.
All
This
right.
is part of it. And you are correct. They start to hike. Klaus is still trapped in the house. Troubles are brewing. Ty walks in.
Smug Ty.
Smug Ty. Ty is going to make Klaus mortal with the cure, which everyone's talking about how this cure is going to work and stuff, and I'm going to use it on you, and etc., and it's going to work on me. I don't know what this cure is. What, you drink some water, you rub some stones? Like, how easy or hard could it be to just force Klaus to take it?
Right. No one has ever talked about what the cure is like or how you take it. Yeah. Is it a liquid? Is it you just say the spell? Is it, something crazier? Like, yeah, they don't know. And they're just like, oh, we're going to cure Bonnie's mom and we're going to cure ourselves. We're going to cure Klaus. And they're all like thinking that it's going to be enough and easy for everybody.
Yes. Hey, speaking of Pete-dictions, let me jump to this pastor who killed these people in the oven or whatever, exploding the oven.
Yeah.
I was kind of right on that. But I do think it was a cop-out that Shane was like, yeah, he wanted to see his wife too. It's like, so everyone's just, I guess there is only one reason to be doing this, and it's to get your dead loved ones back.
Yeah.
But like Shane and the pastor both want the same thing. That's a little like, I don't know. Kind
Well,
of basic.
Shane wanted it, and then he had to find someone else who would be willing to do it too. So I guess finding someone else who had that like loss.
But it's weird that the pastor would do it if he believes in the Bible or whatever, because he could potentially think suicide would put him down in hell. So is he going to spend some time in hell and then hope that Shane gets this cure?
This magical thing works?
Yeah, this magical thing that might be, this like witchcraft and pagan, like that he wouldn't really believe in. So he's going to kill himself and a bunch of people, go to hell, get brought from hell with his like dead family and all these other people that he killed. Seems a little suspect.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Pastor Shane,
Pastor.
not Pastor Shane. If I was, oh shoot, now I forget the pastor's name.
Pastor Young.
Pastor Young. If I was Pastor Young, I don't think that I would be doing that. I'd be like, well, this doesn't really match with what I'm normally believing, and probably isn't going to happen.
Right. And I'm 50 or whatever. I'll die in however many years, and hopefully my wife's in heaven.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Seems kind of weird, but these writers were going off. All right. So when we get there, we don't have to talk about that again. But, okay, if Klaus is mortal, there's this whole bloodline thing. Will Ty be cured? Will all the vampires Klaus change be mortal? They're bringing up a lot of questions that we're like, huh? We didn't think of that.
Well, Klaus is also trying to like disprove Tyler's thing, being like, try to get Tyler not to cure him. Tyler's like, well, if I cure you, then our bond is broken. And Klaus is like, well, how do you know?
And Ty would still be a werewolf, or
He would still be a werewolf, but he wouldn't be
a vampire?
a vampire, which means that he would still have to turn, which is why he likes being a hybrid.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're trying to be like, oh, well, you should do this for this reason. But nobody really knows anything.
No.
They're all just guessing.
Ty is like, I want to kill you. How am I going to do it? And Klaus taunts Ty about how he killed his mom by drowning her. Why don't you drown me? Because I drowned your mother.
Yeah.
Rebecca and Elena are still arguing. Rebecca talks about everyone's job on the island. Bonnie's doing this and that. But Elena has no added value, and Damon's added value is that he has a nice behind.
I know. I like this part because Stefan kind of smirks at Rebecca saying that. And I feel like Stefan's been so serious and sad. It's nice to see him having a good time.
Yeah. Shane is telling the backstory. Miners went mad and a legend spread that they saw visions of their loved ones for a drop of blood. Mm-hmm. Shane's wife and son died within months of each other. Mm-hmm. Car accident, and then we find out his wife is a witch, a powerful witch.
Right, and she was trying to bring back her son from the dead using expression.
Yep.
And that's how she died.
And she died.
Which I know we find out later, but...
Ash, flashback to our favorite thing, cutting a big old palm.
Oh my gosh.
For one drop of blood.
All the way across your hand. And then he has to spelunk or whatever down the cave with holding this rope with his cut hand open. I'm like, why couldn't you cut anywhere else on your body?
First they were playing with their dinghies and now they're spelunking. I mean, come on. What are we watching here? He hears his wife's voice and he spelunks. He's holding the rope with his cut up palm. He's hearing voices. He sees his ghost wife, Caitlin.
Caitlin, yeah.
My blood, let me see her again, he tells everybody, but Damon isn't buying it. And there's traps on this island.
On the island.
Which we don't get that explained really. And we don't really learn. Oh, at the very end, there's that hunter. Mm-hmm. So maybe they're setting the traps. I don't know. We don't know that yet. Or it's these Nova Scotians. There's a couple of Nova Scotians running around.
We don't know, yeah.
Jeremy is already out of water. He's like, oh, man.
I know. I was like, this reminded me of when we went on that Joshua Tree hike long ago.
Yes.
And we ran out of water on our way to the destination. And we still had to hike all the way back.
That was terrible.
But Elena's like, you can have mine. I'm immortal. Well, she's not immortal, but I'm a vampire.
The painted face guy from earlier tries to shoot Jeremy with an arrow, but then somebody else saves his life.
Yeah, by throwing a ratchet.
A ratchet.
Is it a ratchet? No, a hatchet.
hatchet.
Not a ratchet. Oh my gosh.
I did love that Gary Paulson book, Ratchet, though. It's about this
I know it wasn't a ratchet.
this group of kids who got lost on an island. Or maybe that was Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies should be nicknamed Ratchet. Is ratchet still a word? People don't say that.
I don't know. I mean, isn't it also a tool? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it used to be a thing like 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. According to island lore, some kids went there for spring break and were found dead. They're like, according to the age-old tale of the teens on spring break.
Yeah. The lore, yeah, you were like, lore and spring break shouldn't really go together.
No. I mean,
it's like
they definitely should go together, and I would watch all the spring break lore movies.
Right.
But
usually those aren't partners.
No.
It's like last year, the Spring Breakers, now it's become lore.
They were found dead, drained of their blood, and this crew is going to camp near their cabin, even though there's a ratchet killer out there. Shane and Damon argue about getting the cure. Elena will take the cure, break the sire bond, and fall out of love with Damon.
And
they worry.
Everyone's giving Damon a hard time, but like, why did they care? Why does Shane care if Elena loves Damon or not?
I don't know.
Why is he like, Elena's gonna love Stefan, not you? Why does he care? It's
because
so stupid.
Shane is there for the teen drama. He's a creep.
He's
like, oh yeah, I'm here for my ghost wife. She totally exists, and I'm not just here to hang out with these high school girls. The cure will make Jeremy not want to kill Elena anymore, even though that wasn't a problem this whole episode, and Elena was walking right in front of him and handed him her water.
They solved that problem already.
Yeah, so... And they can kill Klaus. And anyone who wants to take it can. Like, they can mass market it and mass produce it.
And if they kill Klaus, everyone in his bloodline also dies.
True.
So, which is something they've been worried about.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is kind of... this is held together by popsicle sticks and...
Gum.
And gum. And Guam.
Caroline and Ty are at Elena's house. Klaus is still trapped there. Klaus has destroyed Ty's life. Caroline wants to clean up the burnt coal corpse. Ty's mother is dead, and Klaus's brother is dead. Mm-hmm. Ty's mother, Klaus's brother. So they're even.
Right.
A brother for a mother. Right?
Apparently not.
And so Klaus is like, call Bonnie, have her let me out. But Klaus killed Aunt Jenna also?
Yep.
And Klaus pulls Caroline into the room that he's in. His little box. And stabs her and sucks her blood.
And he's a werewolf, so it's deadly to Caroline. You have to remember that part, because you never see him as a werewolf, doing werewolf stuff.
No, there should be a werewolf episode for him, though. Mm-hmm. Stefan and Rebecca hear noises in the night. They banter. What are you going to do when Elena becomes human and runs back to you? Have children and grow old?
How dare you?
Why does Rebecca want to take it? And she says, being a vampire is miserable.
I like when Rebecca is honest and vulnerable. When she's like, I like high school dances, and I want a boyfriend, and I want to have a family. Mm-hmm. But she hasn't even lived most of her life as a vampire. She lived most of her life in the coffin when she was daggered. Mm-hmm. But she's just a little teen girl trying to do teenage stuff.
Yep. And if Stefan was like, if I take the cure, it won't be for Elena, it will be for, and I was like, Rebecca? And he was like, me.
Yeah, myself.
Bonnie doesn't understand Jeremy's tattoo.
Right. She's like, there's no spell here.
And she needs to trust Shane. Bonnie needs Shane to get through the expression spell. So Shane is like, they won't kill me because I need to tell Bonnie what to do. Blah, blah. I wrote it down later, but we'll see. Okay, but
yeah.
Shane talks about losing his son in the car accident. We already talked about that, but this is new info when we hear it.
Yeah.
She died trying like 50 Cent.
There you go.
Now Shane is teaching Bonnie the same magic that killed his wife.
Yeah.
Hey, I taught my wife this magic. Now I'm going to teach it to you, teen girl.
Yeah, she was dead. You're going to live somehow.
Shane wants to free Silas to bring back his dead family. But, then thinks Damon will kill him, so he needs to keep Bonnie alive to keep him alive.
Right, like being able to be the only one to control Bonnie's expression powers is like his safeguard so that nobody kills him.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, once you show us where the cure is, we'll just kill you.
Yeah, I have a great analogy that has to do with expression. It's like I can give our pug a bath, but I can't express her anal glands. So that's why we have to pay the groomer for the expression.
Paying the groomer is having Professor Shane around?
Yep.
Gross. This is a gross one.
Well, it's a part of life.
Also, true story.
Jeremy is in a tent. He doesn't seem to be wanting to kill the vampires too much, I thought. And then the Nova Scotian takes him.
Yeah, he's like, not trying to kill anyone. He's just chilling.
I feel like Nova Scotia would be a good drag queen name.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe they'll do a drag queen Nova Scotia at some point.
Both of those are good ideas.
I'll pitch it up the line.
Okay.
Caroline is freaking out. The only thing that can heal me is Klaus's blood.
Yeah.
His bite kills, his blood heals.
I know.
Same with me. Beg me to save her life, Klaus says, and Ty does. And he says, I'll be your slave again.
And Klaus is like, no.
Ty takes Caroline away to lay on a bed for like 15 minutes and then
brings her back.
Bring her back.
Yeah.
They're looking for Jeremy. Bonnie and Shane and Damon are going to try a locator spell.
Mm-hmm. And then Elena's like, I guess we'll keep looking around the island. She says it like she's kind of annoyed, but normally she's like, oh my gosh, Jeremy, he's my little brother. I love him. I got to do everything for him. But this time she's like, I guess we'll keep looking.
Yeah.
She's annoyed.
Shane's phone was working or isn't working, and I don't know. He messes with his phone twice for some reason that we don't know about. Who's he going to call? Who is he even friends with? Maybe Mayor Rudy Harrelson or whatever.
Hopkins.
Rudy, yeah. That's his only friend. I'm friends with the mayor. Well,
What's his name? I don't know.
Rudy something. All right, flashback. Shane is talking to his dead wife. His blood was keeping her there. The wife is telling Shane how to free Silas.
Yeah, so she's the one who gives him this whole plan of got to do the sacrifices, got to get the hunter's mark and train someone that's a descendant of Ketsia to do expression, to do the spell, and blah, blah, blah.
And at that point, I'd be like, man, we rode this airplane and this boat and played with our dinghies to get to here, and we're just now learning that this plan is your dead wife's plan. However, like, they are more believing in it because there's vampires and werewolves and stuff running around. But still, I'd be like, this is your dead wife's plan? Like, are you sure you didn't cut your palm and we're having your blood give you visions?
It's also kind of surprising that Shane believed it, too. Like, I know he sees his dead wife, and so he thinks that, they're there together or whatever, but still I'd be like, I gotta kill all these people, and I gotta find this person, and that's way too hard. 3
massacres. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. Like,
Bonnie, of course, is related to Ketsia because every single person is related to Bonnie. The path of fire, she does a locator spell, and a path of fire is leading her to Jeremy. But then it turns out that other male warlock, Nova Scotian, is doing the spell or something? Or was it really Bonnie doing it? Okay. Rebecca and Elena are bickering like our kids.
They are. That reminded me of them for sure.
Our kids are always arguing about things that don't even exist, and they make up an argument just to take up the other side of it.
Right. Like, oh, it's quiet. Let's argue.
That's what Rebecca and Elena are doing. And then Elena almost gets staked by a trap, but Rebecca saves her.
Yeah. That trap was pretty scary, actually. It was like a whole bunch of stakes on like a spring-loaded branch at heart level. But then at the end, Rebecca just nonchalantly pushes it to the side. I'm like, how did you know that wasn't going to swing back at you?
Right, and I feel like another funny sound effect was like a screech.
Yeah, like it was on a spring, yeah.
Damon is questioning Shane, tied him up or whatever, and Shane orchestrated 3 massacres. Those people needed to die, so a witch can use mystical power. Shane is flashing back to his wife, telling him all this stuff.
Yeah.
He needs to convince people they can see a lost loved one again, and that's how Shane convinced the pastor to blow up the farmhouse to see his dead wife again also. Which, why didn't Shane bring Pastor Young to this cave and be like, hey, you can see her here?
Just put your blood in and you can just go see her.
Yeah. Kill yourself and 11 other people, or...
Because killing them all, doing the whole thing is supposed to bring them all back.
Right.
Another one, you just see them.
Right.
But also, why did Pastor Young have to kill himself? That was another... Because there had to be 12.
Yeah, but he could just get another person.
You could just get another person.
But also, maybe he couldn't live with that.
Yikes. I don't know.
But now Shane needs to do massacre number 3. And
yeah, Damon's like, you've only done 2.
Yeah, and is he talking about with these people, with our cast? Okay.
They don't say.
That's not 12 people anyway. Maybe there's some Nova Scotians running around. Caroline is getting sicker from the bite. She says Ty is a leader, and Ty's like, oh. He brings Caroline to Klaus for Klaus to watch her die. Maybe that'll change his mind, and they have a plan.
Yeah. We all know that Klaus is into Caroline. Clareline.
Klausaline.
I think it's Claraline.
Clara Louse.
Clara Okay.
Cara Louse.
Oh.
Well, I did say Clara Louse, but Cara Louse makes more sense. Mm-hmm. Damon's still talking to Shane. Shane's all up in his business. Like, Elena will leave Damon with the cure.
Your hand looks like a weird skeleton right now.
Oh, cool. That rips. All right. Blah, blah, blah. Shane was boring. Whatever. Damon leaves. Shane tells Elena, your boyfriend is a maniac. Elena leaves, and then Shane has a crazy smile on his face like he liked getting hit with this. What, he hit him with a stick or something?
I just think that Shane is so annoying all the time, but
Yeah.
especially when he's, like, getting into these teenage relationship moments and
So
stuff.
weird.
I'm like, what are you doing? It's so weird.
Yep. He's kind of annoying. I liked Connor Jordan.
You did?
Better than Shane.
Right. And Connor Jordan was only bad the whole time we saw him.
Yeah, but I understood him in a way. Shane is the only thing keeping Bonnie safe. Damon doesn't care about her or Shane or a lame cure. Damon doesn't want Elena to be cured. The truth comes out. Mm-hmm. He likes siring her.
Well, he likes being eternally together.
Right.
But also the sire isn't so bad for him.
We don't work. You'd die, and I'd be a vampire. Elena says Damon ruins everything because it's not easy. Take the cure with me. She says, that's how much I know this is real. I'll love you when it's over. Be human with me.
But yeah, Damon does always sabotage, like, relationships with people when it's, like, going well, because he just thinks that, like, he doesn't deserve love and stuff. So he'll be like, all right.
But Ash.
What? I did that on purpose.
No, I'm talking to you.
Okay.
Ash.
What?
Damon is right. He's gonna take the cure and not be a vampire to be with this random 18-year-old girl he just met, and he's 1,000 years old or whatever. And he's gonna go back to being whatever age he was, 17 or whatever. But he's still 1,000, and she's a fresh 18, not 1,000 but 18.
Right.
So that's weird. And what if like she like goes to college and she's like, I was partying and I actually met this guy, blah blah. He's be like, what? I'm not a vampire anymore for this.
Yeah.
That ain't no good. They're gonna go to college together, or maybe they go to separate schools. They have a long distance. It's not working. I don't know.
I will not say anything.
And same with Stefan. I mean, if Stefan is doing it for him and then it happens to work out with Elena, that's great. But it shouldn't be like, take the cure with me. I've heard that too many times in my life.
It does get tricky. It's like, you're going to be a vampire forever, or you're going to be human until you're dead. And that is, like, weirdly a more unpredictable life than it is to just be a vampire.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, in season 8, we'll see what else is happening. But season 4, E13, I'm like, Damon, chill out. Damon also can't imagine being human. It'd be miserable. So he's kind of the reverse of Rebecca. Stefan and Rebecca are in the woods. There's more traps. Rebecca killed Elena on the Wickery Bridge to save her family. And she kind of turns it around on Stefan. Like, she's like, you're killing people all the time. You would do the same thing.
Yeah, to protect the people you love. She's like, I did that too.
Like, from the town, what is it? The town's forum or whatever? What are those people called?
What are you talking about? The people?
Like Forbes and Lady Lockwood.
Oh, yeah. They're the government people, but what is their called?
Council.
Council, yeah.
They're right. I mean, from a different angle, they're just right. Like, vampires are scary and should be killed.
Aww.
What? Why was I saying that?
I don't know. That was
Oh,
random.
Rebecca killed Elena to save her family. So just from different perspectives, like, there's different sides to these stories.
Right. Well, I think that they're always just trying to make like Rebecca being the villain, and she's like, "Hey, I'm just trying to like go to dances and like wear dresses and make my family not be dead."
Yeah, where the show positions her as a villain sometimes. I guess Klaus is a real villain. He just kills people, but Stefan and Damon also just kill people sometimes. Mm-hmm. Usually for their good reason.
Which is the same. That's what Rebecca is saying, that she does that too.
But yeah, they paint the council as these like horrible bigots or something.
They paint the council.
They paint the council.
That's what you said.
They color the council as these horrible bigots or whatever. But would you want vampires in your town? But
Well,
it is an
actually-
allegory. So
But the council is actually understanding now because of Caroline and Tyler and are vampires and
Yes.
or hybrids, and their family members are/were on the council.
true. But now the council.
The mayor is making it
who
difficult.
even knows what it is anymore? It's Mater. It's Mater. It's
Mater.
Lightning McQueen.
Lightning.
It's the mayor, Rudy Hopkins.
Right,
It's
which
Sheriff Forbes.
His wife is a vampire and a witch, and his daughter is a witch, but he's still like, our town's unsafe and everyone needs to stay inside, blah, blah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elena's looking for Bonnie. Shane is gone too. Shane left with the tombstone, the headstone that's literally maybe his head.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that was your Pete-diction.
Caroline is dying. Klaus is still talking about teaching Ty a lesson. Claims to be pure evil or bored. Caroline says it's because he was hurt and he still has some humanity. She wishes she could forget the horrible things he's done. She knows he's in love with her. Anybody capable of love is capable of being saved. And Klaus is getting the feels.
And Caroline is probably saying whatever she can to be saved so she can live. But I do think that she believes some of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Caroline is kind of faking, I think. Because he's like, oh, well, I have to give her the blood now, or whatever, you know? And she gets the blood, and then she's like, okay. But she was really dying, but
She was definitely
also
really dying.
she was faking it a little bit.
Well, she's trying to get this
She was-
cure as fast as she could.
Yeah, she was speeding it up.
Yeah.
Rebecca is looking for the tombstone. Chokes out Elena, but then Stefan stops the choke out. Elena didn't take the headstone, obviously. She thinks Stefan let Shane take the tombstone. But no, Stefan wants the cure. So he didn't do that. Now Rebecca doesn't trust Elena, so Elena gives Rebecca the white oak ash stake.
Yeah, it's like a
sign
symbol that they're
Yeah, like you could kill me
Working
even
together.
though she couldn't because she's a vampire.
right. She can't use it.
But here, you could give it to somebody, I guess, to kill somebody. Bonnie's gone. Jeremy's missing. Shane has the tombstone. This is all we've got, or it's over for all of us.
Yeah, it's a big mess.
Shane is running through the woods with the tombstone. Oh, yeah, Jeremy got taken by the Nova Scotian. And then meets up with Jeremy and Bonnie and Massock the witch. The gang's all here. Silas awaits. They have all the pieces, Ash.
And they have people that he doesn't have, like Damon and Stefan and Rebecca, like, in the way.
No, in fact, Damon gets shot by an arrow, and it's a hunter, one of the 5. And then what's he killed Damon? Like snaps his neck or something? Or
He snapped his neck.
oh dang! Oh What's gonna happen?
What do you think? Well, first, what is your no. What's your rating? How many fangs?
It was fun that they were out of Mystic Falls for a second, I guess.
I think the same.
But I was kind of annoyed by at least a third of it. So
That's exactly how I feel.
maybe like 1.25. I know that's not a perfect 2/3 or whatever, but whatever. 1.25 fangs.
I support that reading. I felt the same way. It's fun to be in a different set, different location for most of the episode. Flashbacks, I think, are always interesting, but because we get to learn more of the story and the lore.
Yeah.
But
The
Shane
spring break lore.
Shane is so annoying.
Yeah.
All right, Pete. Next episode. What do you think? It's a big one.
I mean, if they
said they have everything they need to raise Silas.
If they push the either not getting Silas or getting Silas another episode past that, that's unforgivable.
Yeah.
Plus, they could only probably shoot here for 2 episodes. I think they will wrap up whatever will happen.
So, what's happening with Silas? Who's taking the cure? What do you think? Lay it down.
I think that that the journey will be the reward or whatever, in that there will be no cure. Maybe there might be some Silas type scenario, but I can't imagine Silas popping out of this cave and being a character that walks around.
And then all these people coming back to life, or no?
That'd be tough. That'd be tough. And oh man, does that mean someone has to go break it to April? Does she even know what's going on in this regard?
Yeah, I don't know how much she knows about this, actually. But she was getting friendly with Professor Shane, so he probably told her some stuff.
I would say budgetarily, it'd be tough to have like all 24 of these fools who died come back. And where are they going to come back? They'll wake up in that farmhouse or something. And then where was the other massacre at? I forget.
In the woods, all the hybrids.
Oh. Huh. Yeah, I can't. I look. Either way, I'm happy. Either way, one way I'm right, which is that it won't happen. The other way, I'll be like, whoa, they really did it. And Silas pops up and is walking around, and 24 to 36 people arise in their various massacre locations. That'd be great to see. Somebody gets cured, somebody doesn't. I just can't see that happening on episode 14, season 4. I mean, maybe if it was a big cliffhanger, episode 22 into season 5, and they're like, what's going to happen next season? Pastor Young is back, and who cares even then? But
Right, and they could always do a time jump and stuff like that.
yeah, so I really don't see it happening, but hey, if it happens, cool. Okay. Let's see this headstone into a face, and Silas is like, ha! How long has Silas been trapped, do we know? Is he like another 1,000-year-old? Or I get the feeling that he's like ages old.
I hesitate to say stuff because I don't remember what I know from myself and what they said in the episodes you've seen.
Okay. All right, and then Ketsia. Okay, so here, if Silas comes back, but Ketsia's dead, right? Because she wanted him to die. The cure for immortality. Yeah, I don't see it happening. I think it'll be like, oh, you boggled the cure. Oh, it almost killed Bonnie. Oh, blah, blah, these Nova Scotians.
I mean, that sounds like how most of the episodes go, so that makes sense.
Yeah, like when they tried to do that 3 Rings of Fire thing, that was kind of a cluster F.
Yeah.
So I expect nothing more, nothing less than that.
There's going to be 17 plans happening
gosh.
at once, and none of them will be successful.
All the plans. I didn't know this show was the Vampire friggin' Plans.
That's what they're writing in their diaries this whole time.
Oh my
All
gosh.
their plans.
Jeez Louise. Give me some more about like, I felt this way, blah, blah, blah. Don't be like, and then we have to get the rope for the headstone and cut the hand. And
That's true.
look, I like the show. It's grown on me, obviously, but sometimes just like the minutia, a little tough. Sometimes we just want to see some smooching or some breaking necks and
Yeah, I'm with you.
or like and then like a high school thing.
Right. To
Yeah.
ground it all.
Yeah. But hey, they're doing something big. Good for them. It's exciting.
Okay. Well, we'll have to be back next time and see what happens.
I would say my only plug is to support your local drag scene. Mm-hmm. Find queens that you're interested in, find their Venmos, send them money, and then vote whenever you can for gun control.
I was going to say the same thing. Amen.